In recent developments, the United States has joined Israel in direct military action against Iran, marking a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict. On June 22, 2025, the US carried out airstrikes targeting 3 of Iran's key nuclear facilities: Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. These strikes have raised alarm across the region, with many fearing the potential for the conflict to widen and destabilize the Middle East further. Iran has strongly condemned the attacks, asserting its right to respond and accusing both Israel and the US of undermining diplomatic efforts. In an emergency session of the United Nations Security Council, Iran's ambassador described the strikes as an attempt to destroy diplomacy, highlighting the tensions and the high stakes involved. While US officials initially claimed significant damage to Iran's nuclear program, the top US military leader has since cautioned that it is too early to assess the true impact of the strikes. Meanwhile, President Trump's remarks have added to the uncertainty, as he openly questioned why there shouldn't be regime change in Iran, contradicting prior statements from the White House denying such intentions. The situation remains highly volatile. Iran insists that all options are on the table as it considers its response, and analysts are debating whether Tehran will choose military retaliation, pursue diplomatic channels, or adopt a combination of both. The broader context includes Iran's vital geographic position, controlling access to the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway for global oil supplies. Amid these developments, the humanitarian crisis continues in Gaza, where Palestinians struggle to access aid under difficult conditions, further illustrating the interconnected challenges of the region. As the world watches closely, the coming days will be crucial in determining whether the conflict escalates or if diplomatic solutions can still be found. China's rapid modernization. Beijing's military is undergoing its fastest upgrade in decades, fielding advanced missiles, stealth fighters, and expanding its naval fleet. Long-term plans target 2027 and 2035 as key milestones for force projection across the Western Pacific. Information warfare. State media and cyber units have ramped up disinformation campaigns to undermine US alliances in the Indo-Pacific, painting regional partnerships as destabilizing containment efforts. Export controls. Beijing has imposed export bans on 8 Taiwan-linked firms across aerospace and shipbuilding, just as Taipei kicks off its largest ever Hongguang drills, signaling China's intent to choke off key dual-use supplies. Hormuz ultimatum. Following US strikes on nuclear facilities, Tehran's parliament voted on June 22, 2025, to close the Strait of Hormuz, threatening a blockade that could choke off a quarter of global oil flows. IRGC warnings. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has vowed that any further US aggression would trigger direct strikes on American bases in the region, calling them soft targets, ripe for retaliation. Treasury sanctions. Washington has blacklisted 22 front companies in Hong Kong, the UAE, and Turkey for funneling oil revenues to the IRGC's Quds Force, aiming to dry up funding for Tehran's missile, nuclear, and proxy operations. Allied call to arms. At the recent Shangri-La dialogue, US defense leadership sounded the alarm on China's growing capabilities, urging Indo-Pacific partners to deepen joint training and boost defense spending. Forward deployment. The deployment of F-35s to the Philippines for exercise. Cope Thunder underscores America's commitment to a rapid response posture and integration with regional forces as a bulwark against aggression. Talisman Sabre buildup. The USS America and a multinational flotilla have begun arriving off Queensland ahead of the July 13th-August 4 drills, reinforcing the US and allies' rapid response credentials in the Indo-Pacific. Official denial. China's embassy in Israel promptly rejected any transfer of weapons to Iran, reaffirming that Beijing never exports weapons to countries engaged in warfare and maintains strict controls on dual-use exports. From Asia's Pacific Rim to the choke points of the Middle East, the world watches as great powers flex their muscles. Will diplomacy hold, or are we on the brink of a broader confrontation? Stay tuned.